when the retribution is becoming due in Sharia. That becomes due in Sharia. In Qatl Amad. But now Qatl Amad, little bit low, too high. According to Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi, that is intentional murder with a sharp weapon. Keep in view, intentional murder, sharp weapon. While according to Jumhur, including Imam Abu Yusuf and Muhammad, rahimahumullah, that is intentional murder with weapon. Now look, the only difference is weapon and sharp weapon. So now the after effects of this difference, if somebody is killed with a dead weapon intentionally, so there is no retribution in that, according to Abu Hanifa. And there is, according to Jumhur and Sahibain. For example, somebody hits someone intentionally to kill him with a big rock. Got it? Or something like that. So that is not Qatl Amad. That is intentional murder, but that is not Qatl Amad according to Sharia. Because the rock is not made for killing. Got it? But sharp weapon is made for killing. And that's why, because retribution, that's a capital punishment. And capital punishment cannot carry a doubt. Got it? With sharp weapon, hitting someone, death is certain probably. But hitting someone with rock, death is not probable. Sometime it happens and sometime it does not. So the doubt comes, and there is a general rule, al-hudud wal-qisasu tandaru bi-shubuhat. Had and qisas is dropped when the doubt is there. Once again, Baba knows law. Yes? Globally or universally, this is a known law that benefit of doubt will go to the accused. Not will go, shall go to the accused. Benefit of doubt shall go to the accused. And shall in legal language is equal to must. Got it? Then in qisas, another point. What's the recompense? Or in Qatl Amad, what's the recompense? Not in qisas. In Qatl Amad, what is the recompense? Retribution according to Abu Hanifa. What? Qisas. But according to Jumhur, retribution or blood money. Retribution or blood money. So now when according to Abu Hanifa is only qisas. So if the eligible person who is eligible to take that qisas, for example the son of the killed one or the murdered one, He said, I'm not going to take qisas. So Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi says, the guy is free. Because that's the only recompense of Qatl Ahmad. But according to Jumhur, including Sahibain, they say when qisas is dropped, so it's substituted is the blood money. Then the blood money becomes due. Got it? And for that, once again, the eligible person has to say, and I am not taking the blood money as well. Or in the beginning, he will say, I forgive him for the sake of Allah, taking nothing. So taking nothing, neither qisas nor blood money. But if you say, I'm not taking qisas, so Abu Hanifa says, nothing else is there. But Jumhur say, including Sahibain, that no, blood money is there. Got it? The third point is, well, Yusuf, yes, I'm going to make you a qazi. Got it? So you should write all these points. Otherwise, you will be in need of big fatawas and you will not be able to do its tanqiyah. This is called what? Analysis. What? Analysis. Tanqiyah. So the third point is, that they say, Jumhur, that recompense is qisas or blood money. So the eligible person does not have any right to ask for more. That is 100 camels, so he cannot ask for 101. Got it? Because that is escaped by Sharia. That's escaped by Sharia. But Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi says, blood money is not the recompense of Qatl Ahmad. So if he is dropping qisas for compensation, he can ask for anything. He can ask for 1,000 camels. That I am not taking qisas, but got it or not it? Got it? That is called in Sharia. Mawli Yusuf, keep in mind, the term is tanazul anil huquq. What? Tanazul anil huquq. Yes, to drop your due right. So dropping your due right, sometime you ask for compensation and sometime you don't ask for compensation. You can do both. Got it? Something is your due right, but you say, I don't want any compensation. That's your due right, but you say, I will drop it for compensation. How much? Yes, mutual consent. So these are three basic points in qisas. Walakum, and for you fil qisasi, in qisas hayatun, there is life. So apparently, qisas is death, not life. Qisas is what? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling that death a life. That to kill the killer, to retribute, that is a life. So life for whom? For the society. That is death of an individual, but that is a life for community. Got it? Then everybody will think 100 times, should I do it? Yes? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if you want life for community, so take retribution. So now here from, the basic point came out that Islam is not eager to punish the criminal. Islam is eager to control the crimes and the criminals as well. Islam is not eager to punish the criminals. Islam is eager to control the crimes and criminals both. Why I said Islam is not eager to punish the criminals? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, "Idra'ul hududa mastata'tum." Idra'ul hududa mastata'tum. Drop the punishment as much as you can. Drop the punishment as much, mean capital punishment. Hudud is what? Capital punishment. They drop the capital punishment as much as you can. And that's why if a little bit doubt comes there in a criminal case, so the court cannot go for capital punishment. You should write it. That if any doubt comes there in case, the court cannot go for capital punishment. So this is another point. وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاتٌ, and for you in qisas there is life. So now apparently that is not life, that is death. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says you have to think deeply. You have to think deeply and to use your deep sense. So that's why he addressed, Ya ulil albab, O those who have the core of aql. O those who have the core of aql. Got it? Because basic aql, every human has it. But core of aql, only a few of them. Got it? وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاتٌ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, and for you in qisas there is life. Or those who have the lub. What? Lub mean core. C-O-R-E. Like the core of walnut. Like the core of almond. Got it? Yeah, so it means to have the core, you have to break the nut. Huh? So aql originally, that is nutted. That is what? That is nutted. You have to break the nut and to take up the shell. To take up the shell. To take up the shell. And that's why the philosopher, especially Aristotle, who? Aristotle, he says that aql has 4 stages. Number 1, that is called al-aqlul hayulani, basic aql. So like as a newborn baby, he has been given the heart, the liver, the kidneys, and all his organs. Yes, they are functioning. They are functioning. But that is must for life. So they start their functions inside the womb even. Heart is beating there or not? Say, kidneys are working or not? Got it? But as far as aql is concerned, so that is just like this clean board. So aql, like in the shape of this clean board that has been given to every single human. To every single human. So you say if somebody is born divana, so he has not been given. Got it? Got it, not? Yeah, so that's just like somebody is born and his heart is not beating properly. Got it? But mostly, every born baby, he has the heart beating or not? And the kidney is functioning? And the lungs? Same is the case of aql. So this clean board is given to everyone. Now, with the passage of time, through his senses and feelings, something is inscribed on that clean board. Get it? Lot of things are. He sees things. Yes. Baby's eyes are taking pictures or not? Yes. Hearing the sounds or not? Yes. Feeling the smell or not? The touch and lummus or not? If you will put something bitter in his mouth, he feels it or not? That's why he does that. Even he is a small baby. So these senses. So through his senses and feelings, he is getting knowledge of certain things. These are called al-ilm bil-juz'iyat al-mutakathira. Al-ilm al-mutakathira. Lot of things he observed. Observation is not only in the meaning of seeing only, through senses and feelings. Got it? So then, the second stage of aql, when it gets those many juz'iyat mutakassira, that is called aql bil malaka. Capable aql. What? Aql bil malaka mean? Capable aql. And then the third stage is when he has a big treasury of things in aql, as far as knowledge is concerned. Lot of observations, lot of feelings, lot of learning and things like that. So that is the third stage of aql, which is called aql bil fa'al. Aql bil fa'al. He has a lot of things in his aql, and whenever he wants to bring anything forth from that treasury, he can do it. Got it? So that's called aql bil fa'al. So it depends how much the exposure of someone is, how much the study of someone is, how much the observation of someone is. It depends. So that will be a common layman like Fazlullah, and there will be some philosopher like Aristotle. Yes, so I will be having that treasury but limited, but Aristotle will be having a lot. Got it? Because he has observations. Yes, he has a thinking capability. Yes, that's what Socrates said, that I have not been given extra aql. Yes, I have the same common lay aql being given to everyone. But he said the only thing is I observe and I think about that. I observe, and that's philosophy. What is philosophy? What you observe, think about that. Got it? And with lot of thinkings, the zehen, what? The zehen and intellectual approach of everyone, or human in general, that is elastic. That's what? Elastic. So it expand. With thinking it expand. So that's called aql bil fa'al. So aql bil fa'al, it means lot of things which he has. Millions and zillions of things are there in his aql. And whenever he wants anything out of that, he brings it forth. Got it? For example, also your knowledge. Typing is also your knowledge. Your profession, that's also your knowledge. You are selling and purchasing, that's also your knowledge. So these are zillions of things, and whenever you are in need of anything in a specific field, so you brings it forth. Got it?
Yes.
What, Yusuf?
Yes.
You understand or not? That's why you people drop the philosophy that, yes, it passes our head. It passes our head. But it is must to be studied or not?
Yes.
What do you think? How we can convince the ulama to put them back on that track? He's not coming back. And then the fourth stage is, that is called al-aql al-qudsi. The aql of sanctity, or the sanctity aql. And that is when somebody sanctifies himself from inner side and he gets in touch with Allah to some extent. Gets in touch with Allah to some extent. Because getting in touch with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to a large extent, that will be in the hereafter. But to some extent, that is possible here in this world. And that is the case that we differ from one another. That how much you got in touch with Allah and how much I got in touch with Allah. Got it or not it? And that's why we are going to pious people, Shaykh, I have difficulty, please make dua. So what is that? Getting in touch with Allah. Got it? Yes. To what extent you have been registered? Or what field of your life is registered with the angels of Malay Allah? Got it? So when you make dua, angels of Malay Allah, they recommend it and send it. Allah said, done. Got it or not it? But Aql could see to a large extent that will be there in the hereafter. That will be there. Yeah. But getting in touch with Allah there in the hereafter will be either in positive sense or in negative sense. In positive sense or in negative sense. So in positive sense will be for the people in Jannah, and in negative sense will be for the people in Jahannam. Got it? So that's why they will be feeling a lot of prosperity and they will be feeling a lot of pain. Got it? Because depend that how much you got in touch with Allah on this side or on that side. To the same extent will be your feelings. Mawli Yusuf, now you got it or not it? It explains Quran and Hadith properly or not? Yes. What do you think? Say yes. Yes. That is. That is. So anyhow, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاتٌ, and for you there in qisas is life. Ya ulil albabe, or people who have the core of aql. Who have the core of aql. So the core of aql, aql qudsi. Core of aql mean? Aql qudsi to some extent. So they understand that why Allah called it life while apparently that is death. So they know why. As we mentioned, that a good Muslim, he has three powers. Number one, power of knowledge. Number two, power of practice. And number three, power of character. But Yusuf, for you, al-quwwatul ilmiyya, wal-quwwatul amaliyya, wal-quwwatul akhlaqiyya. What? Repeat it. Al-quwwatul ilmiyya, wal-quwwatul amaliyya, wal-quwwatul akhlaqiyya. So quwwatul ilmi is that he is such strong in his knowledge that whatever Allah and Rasulullah said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he knows that that is proper in its proper place and proper time. He does not have any doubt in this. If and buts, why and yes. So it means that the guy concerned, he has the power of knowledge. Quwwat ilmi. And quwwat amali, he practices without facing any difficulty. A good example is you are driving. When you learned from the very beginning and you were driving, look at me. So how you were hesitating like this, and yes, and you were very much afraid to approach freeway. Yes or not? But now, because you got the strength of amal. You got what? The strength of amal. So same is the case of deen. Now in driving, night time, daytime, heavy rain, small rain, dark, light, whatever, you don't feel any difficulty because you have quwwat amali. Same is the case of deen. If somebody is practicing constantly, so then in nothing as far as practice is concerned, he feels any difficulty. For him, practice of deen is just like you is driving. Got it? And number 3, quwwat akhlaqi, strength of character. So the guy practices deen accordingly. He doesn't care somebody is condemning him or someone is praising him. It does not make any difference for him that someone is praising him or somebody is. Got it? Or Yusuf? Yes. When you will approach that stage of your ilm, when you express whatever you are expressing on the podium, yes, and you are beyond condemnation and beyond praising, so it means that now you have the strength of character. Got it? And if you said something and you heard about you that, oh, somebody said about you like this, and you say, oh my God. So it means that your character is not strong. Got it? Or somebody said, oh, today when you delivered your speech, oh, some people, they were praising you a lot. And you so it means you don't have the power of character. Got it? You are dancing to the drums. Yes. You are what? Say. Yes. وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاتٌ. For you there in qisas, hayatun, there is life. Ya ulil albabi, or people who have the core of aql. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. If you look into the translation, so they will say, so you may become pious. Yeah, that's okay. So you may become pious. No, keeping in view the meaning of the previous words in the ayah. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَجْتَنِبُونَ الْقَتْلَى. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَجْتَنِبُونَ الْقَتْلَى. If you will take a few retribution, then you will see who kills who. Then you will see. See? And that's why publicity is must in Islamic punishment. Here they say insult to humanity. Yes? Just give him the lethal injection inside. No, Islam say bring him to the intersection. وَلْيَشْهَدْ عَذَابَهُمَا طَائِفَةٌ مِّنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Make the announcement that tomorrow on such and such time, a killer would be retributed on intersection number so and so. And the people will come, and when they will see, push, yes, everybody, he will start shivering here. Got it? And that's why in Saudi Arabia, yes, they start fight. They are not approaching one another bodily. Yes, the most thing and the utmost anger they show to one another. Yes, because they know. Yes or not? But actually, the world doesn't want to stop these crimes because the business will not be going on. What? The business. Number 1, the weapons. Number 2, the attorneys. Number 3, the courts. What they will do if things like that will not happen. Yes, everything is commercial. Everything is what? Commercial. So it means tonight Dars credit goes to Waqas because he said 178. Yes, actually today I was studying this portion, writing it somewhere. So that's why it was in my mind and accidentally. وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ, and for you there in retribution is hayatun, life. Ya ulil albabi, or those who have the core of aql. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So the core of aql. So another thing which the philosophers have mentioned, and that is that in English or in philosophy we are using two words, intellect and number two, reason. So intellect finds the formulas, the kulliyat. What? The kulliyat, formulas. While reason is understanding juz'iyat, thing, not the formulas. كتب عليكم إذا حضر أحدكم الموت. كتب عليكم, it is written on you. So this is proverb. This is what? Proverb. In the meaning of written on you, in the meaning of prescribed. In the meaning of prescribed. كتب عليكم, it is written on you, إذا حضر أحدكم الموت, when death approaches any one of you, إن ترك خيرا, if he leaves خيرا, wealth. خيرا mean wealth. So now wealth is called khair. Khair mean good. Khair mean? And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, نعم مال صالح لرجل صالح. What do you say? Yes. نعم مال صالح لرجل صالح. A good wealth is good for a good man. Yeah, what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said. A good wealth is good for a good man. So good wealth mean halal. For a good man, the one who is spending in a halal way or in a good way. So then you have to appreciate that wealth. Got it? And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that la hasad illa fi isnain, no jealousy but only regarding two people. Yani a jealousy which has to be appreciated. Otherwise, jealousy itself is not appreciated. But a jealousy which has to be appreciated. That it should be, but must be. Rajulun atahu Allahu malan fayunfiqahu fi sabilihi. A man who has been given wealth by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he is spending it in his good cause. So you have to be jealous of him. You have to be jealous of him. And jealous in a sense. Now look, there are in other languages or terms, there is no word for that. But in Arabic, a good jealousy is called ghibta. What? Ghibta or ightibat. What? Ightibat. So hasad is hasad, but ightibat is little bit different. So hasad is that I am jealous of you, that why you have that good car and I don't have it. Got it? And the bad jealousy is that I want you to lose it. I want you to lose it. I get it or not, but I want you to lose it. So this is a very cunning habit and cunning nature. Got it? But ghibta, that is not condemned, that is appreciated. Oh, he has a good car. I wish one like that. Yes, you don't want him to lose, but you want one like that for yourself. So there is nothing wrong in that. Got it? So rajulun atahu Allahu malan fayunfiqahu fi sabili. Wa rajulun atahu Allahu ilman. And another one, Allah has given him ilm. فَهُوَ يَعْمَلُ بِهِ. And he is practicing accordingly. And he is practicing accordingly. Got it? Got it or not?
It's another divide like that.
What is it?
It's about the Quran, I think so. Someone who has memorized the Quran or
So that is ilm. Yes. Why you are not generalizing it? Yes. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, Manhumane la yashba'an. There are two hungry people. They will never be full. Always they will be hungry. Always they will be hungry. Manhumul ilm and manhumul mal. The hungry of wealth and the hungry of knowledge. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that one is to be condemned and the other one is to be appreciated. فَأَمَّا مَنْهُومُ الْمَالِ فَيَتَمَادَى فِي الطُّغْيَانِ مَنْهُومُ الْمَالِ فَيَتَمَادَى فِي الطُّغْيَانِ وَأَمَّا مَنْهُومُ الْعِلْمِ فَيَزْدَادُ لِرْزَلِّ الرَّحْمَنِ. Yes, this messenger was a man. But Yusuf, what do you think?
yes.
He was saying one sentence, you can write a PhD thesis on that. Yes?
Yes.
So he said that the hungry of wealth, he is increasing in violation of the boundaries. Yes? If he is hungry of wealth, so he doesn't care. He is cheating, he is stealing, he is defrauding, he is doing corruption, he is killing someone for wealth, he is grabbing. Yeah, he doesn't care. So transgression of boundaries. فَيَتَمَادَى فِي الطُّغْيَانِ وَأَمَّا مَنْهُومُ الْعِلْمِ. And the hungry of knowledge, فَيَزْدَادُ رِزَلِّ الرَّحْمَنِ. He is increasing to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is trying how to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Got it? So, كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمْ, it is prescribed for you, إِذَا حَضَرَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ, when death approaches any one of you, in تَرَكَ خَيْرًا, if he leaves wealth, al-wasiyatu. So this al-wasiyatu, grammatically it happened what, Maulvi Yusuf?
Fa'il
Not fa'il. Kutiba.
or naib fa'il.
Naib fa'il. كتب عليكم إذا حضر أحدكم الموت إن ترك خيرا الوصية. So it is prescribed for you al-wasiyah, to make a bequest, to make a bequest. لِلْوَالِدَيْنِ, for parents, وَالْأَقْرَبِينَ, and next of kins, بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. I am giving you little meaning, then I will go back. بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, in reasonable way. حَقًّا عَلَى الْمُتَّقِينَ, and that's a duty on pious people. So now Mufassirin say that this ayah is mansukh and abrogated by the ayat of miras and inheritance in Surah An-Nisa, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed the due shares of every hair. So those ayat abrogated this bequest. Before that, somebody who was dying, he was making a bequest in favor of a friend, from my wealth that much be given to my mom, to my father, to my son, to my daughter, to my wife, to my brother, to my sister, to so and blah, 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 blah. Got it? But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed the due shares of every hair, so now this ayah is abrogated. But we say no, this is not abrogated. This is. Also they say that this ayah is abrogated by the hadith narrated by Imam Tirmizi. What's the hadith, Maulvi Yusuf? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Inna Allah ata kulla zi haqqin haqqahu ala fala wasiyata liwaris. Allah has given to every deserving here his due right in wealth or in property, in taraka. So there is no bequest or will in favor of anyone who is taking his share in inheritance. But we say hadith cannot abrogate an ayah. Yes? What Yusuf?
Yes.
It can?
No.
According to Abu Hanifa. According to Jumhur, yes, they say both are wahi, so wahi can abrogate wahi. We say no, in wahi there are, yes, different categories. This is mutawatir, while hadith is khabar wahid. Khabar wahid is zwanni or qat'i? That is zwanni. Zwanni can abrogate qat'i? No. But anyhow, what they said, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said it in context of the ayat of Surah Nisa. Inna Allah a'ata kulli haqqin haqqa ala fala wasiyata liwaris. When these ayat came, so Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah has given to every deserving person his due right in the inheritance, so there is no bequest or will in favor of someone who is taking his due share. Got it?
Yes.
So now if somebody made a will in favor of such a heir who has his due share in the wealth after the death of the person concerned, so that will or that bequest is null and void. You should write it. For example, if the father said that from my property, this house is for my big son. This house is for my big son, and the remaining property must be distributed amongst all of them, including this one. Yes, including this one, according to Sharia. So this bequest is null and void, because this big son also has his due share in Sharia. He has it or not? Because he is relative. He is taking his due share. Why you are giving him extra? Why is giving extra? Oh, he served me a lot. So it means that, yes, he was laboring. Yes. What he was doing? He was laboring. He was not serving his father. Yes, he was doing job, making money on his father. Making what? Money on his father. So we can say father for sale. Got it? The only thing is that in his share he can take that house, but with the consent of others. That okay, you are our big brother and Baba said it, so on your due share you can take that, for example. Got it? Or not it? Even if somebody is on his deathbed and he sold some of his property to some heir who has his due share also. For example, one house, he sold it to his son when he was on his deathbed. So we will look into that this is sale for muhabat or that is a legitimate sale. So if that is on market rate, so then the sale is done. But this less than market, so he was doing him a favor. Sharia said null and void. Yes. Got it? Baba is a great man. What about Baba? Which Baba? Yeah, come on. When I think about this man, that how much he was deep in law. Yes, he was or not? So when should we start inheritance? Huh? Say more, Yusuf.
Next year.
Huh?
January.
So January is close by. He's very smart. He said next year, but right away he said not to be condemned. Yes. So January, how many days are there?
Just over a week.
Huh? What a week. Okay. So be ready for. Yes, but you must be committed. Because that knowledge, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, وَإِنَّهُ أَوَّلُ مَا يُقْبَزُ مِنْ أُمَّتِي. That science would be withdrawn from my ummah, the first one close to the day of judgment. So we want to delay the day of judgment. Yes. Yes, to learn and to know that. So it will delay what? The day of judgment. Got it? كتب عليكم إذا حضر أحدكم الموت إن ترك خيرا الوصية للوالدين والأقربين بالمعروف. So now if somebody was not on his deathbed and he promised something of his property to one of his heir, like one of his sons, so if he has handed it over to him, so that is considered a gift. That's considered a gift. And he was not on his deathbed, that's okay. Yes, as long as he was in health and he was alive, so he had all the right to give his property to anyone. Got it? But if he was on his deathbed and he handed it over to one of his son, a portion of his property, that's null and void. Because that is considered a will. That's considered what? Because he is lying there on his deathbed. كتب عليكم إذا حضر أحدكم الموت. But Yusuf, I don't know that the mullahs are going that deep in fiqh or not. They have to go deep in fiqh. Yes? So in one issue there are tens of issues. We have to bring it out.
What was you were saying Imam Hanifa says for this ayah that is not abrogated?
Yes, I'm saying la. كتب عليكم إذا حضر أحد. No, not Imam Abu Hanifa says. Imam Waliullah says. كتب عليكم إذا حضر أحدكم الموت إن ترك خيرا الوصية. It is prescribed for you. إذا حضر أحدكم الموت, when death approaches any of you. إن ترك خيرا, if he leaves wealth. الوصية, to make a bequest. للوالدين, for his parents, والأقربين, and for his skins. بالمعروف. So now look into my words. Yes, what is the utmost good urf or good thing? That is Sharia. What is it? What is the utmost good thing? Mawli Yusuf?
Yes.
That is what? What is the utmost good thing? Sharia. There is nothing better than Sharia. Is there?
No.
Say. And maruf means good way. Maruf means what? Good way. So what's the good way in human life? Following Sharia. Got it? So now, in taraka khairan al-wasiyatu, to make a bequest, lil walidain, in favor of his parents, wal aqrabina, and his other hair relatives, bil maruf, bit tariq al-shar'i. Bit tariq al-shar'i. Because people are violating Sharia. Yes? Even though Sharia has prescribed the due share of every hair, but people are not doing it. Especially they are not giving it to the girls. Do they? They are giving only to that girl who is not married, because she is going to die and property will come back to. Yes. Got it? And because of that, in Amir Durrani's province, in Sindh, the Waderas mean the feudals. They have thousands and thousands of acres. Yes, so they are not marrying their girls. Yes, they are sitting at home because they say, then she will take the property, it will go to somebody else. Yes, so what they do, they are doing her nikah with Quran. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Oh, so you have not married your daughter? No, she married to Quran. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. It does or not? Yes. Amir knows, but he doesn't tell us, even though he's not feudal. But, yes. إن ترك خيرا الوصية للوالدين والأقربين بالمعروف. So Imam Waliullah says, في الطريق الشرعي. في الطريق. So what is wrong in that? If somebody is dying and he said that, look, I am on my deathbed and I am going to die. As you know, that according to Quran and Sunnah, that much part of my property will go to my father, that much will go to my mother, and that much will go to my sons and daughters. So if this bequest he made, so what did he insisted upon Sharia? He what? He insisted upon Sharia to block the violation. To block what? The violation. And the support, another one. Haqqan alal muttaqeen. If that was a general rule, Allah would have said haqqan alal mu'mineen. Got it? He didn't say that is due on mu'min. Allah said no, that is due on muttaqi. They're due on muttaqi. Now, Sharia laws are applicable to mu'min or to muttaqin? To mu'min. Got it? So Imam Waliullah says haqqan al-muttaqin. It means that this is wasiyah in accordance with Sharia. This wasiyah in accordance with Sharia, and the pious people are doing that. The pious people, they are doing that at the time of their death. فَمَنْ بَدَّلَهُ بَعْدَ مَا سَمِعَهُ. Then whoever changes the bequest بَعْدَ مَا سَمِعَهُ, after hearing it, فَإِنَّمَا إِسْمُهُ عَلَى الَّذِينَ يُبَدِّلُونَ. So the sin shall be on those who make the change. So it means that at the time of death, if somebody has made this bequest that in accordance with Sharia, you have to distribute my property. So now he is free. If they are not doing it after his death, he is not taking any sin. Got it? So now it means that if he knows that they will violate the rule and he did not make that bequest, it means that he would be questioned. Why you did not insist? فَمَنْ بَدَّلَهُ بَعْدَ مَا سَمِعَهُ. Then whoever changes the bequest after hearing it, فَإِنَّمَا إِسْمُهُ عَلَى الَّذِينَ يُبَدِّلُونَ. So the sin shall be on those who make the change. إِنَّ اللَّهَ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ. Verily Allah is all hearer and all knower. فَمَنْ خَافَ مِن مُوصٍ جَنَفًا. فَمَنْ خَافَ مِن مُوصٍ جَنَفًا. But he who fears from a testator, janafan, some unjust, أو isman, or wrongdoing, فَأَصْلَحَ بَيْنَهُمْ. And thereupon he makes peace between the parties concerned. So now this is a general rule regarding wasiyah. A general rule regarding that somebody was dying and he was making such a wasiyah which will cause a trouble to his heirs. Which will cause a trouble to his hair. So here somebody should jump in and he should tell, no Baba, don't do that. And support a Sahabi. Who? A Sahabi. He said to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that was Ka'b ibn Malik. Who was that? Ka'b ibn Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. He said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when his tawbah was accepted. So he became that much happy. So he said, Inni uridu an atasaddaqa bimali kulli. Inni uridu an bimali kulli. Ya Rasulullah, I am that much happy. I want to donate all my property. I am happy to make charity up. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, La. No. So he said, Fanisfa. So 50% of that. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, La. No. So he said, Fabi sulsi. So 1/3 of that. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, As-sulsa was-sulsu kasir. As-sulsa was-sulusu kasir. 1/3 you can do, but that is still too much. That is still too much. Innaka in tarakta warasataka aghniya'a khairun min an tatrukahum 'allatan yatakaffafuna an-nas. That is better for you to leave your hair after you rich. After you rich. That is better to leave them poor and they will be begging from people. Got it? So now that became the rule. That after burial expenses and payment of loans, you should write it. After burial expenses and payments of loan, one is allowed to make a will up to 1/3 of the remaining property. More than 1/3 he cannot do. If he did it, that is null and void. In more than 1/3, that is null and void. For example, look at me. He is leaving behind $100,000, for example, property. Yes. So now 10,000, that was the expenses of his burials. Got it? And 30,000, his loans that were paid. So now how much remained? 60,000. Now he is allowed, if he wants, to make a will of 20,000 only. If he made a will of 30,000, so up to 20,000 that is legal, and in remaining 10,000 that is null and void. Got it? Got it? That's what the Sharia says. فَمَنْ خَافَ مِن مُوسٍ جَنَفًا, but he who fears from a testator some unjust أو إثما or wrongdoing, فَأَصْلَحَ بَيْنَهُمْ, and thereupon he makes peace between the parties concerned, فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ, there shall be no sin on him, إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ, verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our forgiving and most merciful. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu. Now the connection of ayah number 183 to the previous ayat, which is called Rabat. Which is called Rabat. I have written a book in Arabic language for ulama, Al-Ali wa Durar fi Rabtil Ayati wa Suwar. Al-Ali wa Durar fi Rabtil Ayati wa Suwar. That how a surah is related to the previous one and to the following one, and how an ayah is related to the previous one and to the following one. So now before that, Allah is talking about wealth. He talked about, say, wealth. And why violation is done? Why the people regarding wealth, they are violating the rules of Allah subhanahu, because of their whims and desires. Because of what? Whims and desires. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling them that let me give you a vaccine. Yes. What? Give me what? Vaccine to control. And that vaccine is start fasting to control your whims and desires. Because fasting is a good vaccine for what? Yes, whims and desire to control. Yes. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, O you who believed, kutiba alaykumus siyamu. Kutiba alaykumus siyamu, prescribed for you is as-siyamu, the fasting. Kama kutiba alallazina min qablikum, as it was prescribed for those before you. La'allakum tattaqun, so you may become pious. You may become pious. So now, like prayer, the concept of fasting is found there in each and every religion. Maybe that is a divine one or man-made. That's a divine one. Man-made religion. They have the prayers or not? Say, yes. They have the fasting or not? The Hindus are doing that. The Sikhs are doing that. Man-made religion. Got it? The Buddhas are doing that. The Manavis are doing that. Zoroastrians are doing that. And in divine religion, of course, there is the concept of prayer and concept of fasting. So that's what Allah is referring to. That this is a new thing. This is not a new thing. This is not a new thing. Fasting is not a new concept. It was prescribed on people before you. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, kutiba alaykumus siyamu. Prescribed for you is as-siyamu, the fasting. Kama kutiba alallazina min qablikum, the way it was prescribed for people before you. La'allakum tattaqun, so this is called the hikmah and the wisdom in fasting. So you may become pious. And piety means control of whims and desires. Piety means control of whims and desires. Ayyamam ma'dudat. Sumu ayyamam ma'dudat. Ayyamam ma'dudat, so fast for a fixed number of days. So when Allah said, Kutiba alaykum siyam, fasting is prescribed for you. So you say, oh, the whole year? Oh, most of the year? Allah said, no, only a numbered days. Mostly that is 29. Very rarely we see that we are fasting 30 days. Mostly we are fasting. Yes, from somewhere we bring out the crescent. Yes. Yes. And 29. Yes. You are blaming Dr. Farooq and Sheikh. Yes. You tell them that he charge you, that for him charge you people. Ayyamam ma'dudat, for a number of days. So now in divine religion, Sayyidina Adam alayhi salatu wassalam, kana yasumu ayyam al-beez. He was fasting 13th, 14th and 15th of every lunar month. That was his Sharia. And Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam, kana yasumu ad-dahra kulla illa ayyamam ma'duda. The whole year Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam was fasting. Only a few days in different time he was not. Wa Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam, kana yasumu yawman wa yuftir yawman. Dawood alayhi salam, he was fasting one day and one day not fasting. That's very difficult. Because you are not becoming accustomed to. Every day a new test. Every day a new test. And Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, he was fasting every third day. So 2 days not and third day. Jesus alayhi salatu wassalam, he was fasting like that. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا. So if any one of you is sick, أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ, or he is on a journey, فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. So the same number of days he made from other days, which is called qadha. Which is called qadha. Yet in Ramadan, if he is sick or he is traveling, so if he is sick, what type of sickness? In this regard, number one, the opinion of a Muslim doctor who knows the importance of fasting, because a non-Muslim, he does not know the importance of fasting in Islam. He knows?
No.
So a Muslim doctor who knows the importance of fasting, his opinion is not to fast. And the person concerned, the sick person, he himself does not feel very good if he fasts. Not only the opinion. Because sometimes the doctor thinks that you will be feeling difficulties, while you yourself, you are not feeling any difficulty. So then you should not follow his opinion. And in this regard, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in certain cases, "Istafti nafsaka wa la aftaka al-muftun." If the expert has given you opinion, just ask yourself that what your nafs says. Got it? Because I do not know the level of your sickness, you know. So for example, flu is a common sickness. Yes? But somebody in flu, he feels like he is going to die. So for flu in general, we cannot say, but don't fast. Yeah, but for flu, even the fasting is good. Got it? Got it or not it? Yes, to kill the virus with hunger. Don't provide them some energy. Got it? But anyhow, that's just like example. So everybody should ask himself, can I carry it? If he can carry it, should not break his fast. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, even though if Sharia allows you in a case that you should not fast and you didn't. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, yes, as far as law or legal side is concerned, you can make it and compensate it with another day. After Eid, you can make the qaza. After Eid, you can make the, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as far as the barakah of the Ramadan is concerned, you miss that. Lam yaqzihi siyamud dahri kulli. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that qaza, if you will recompense it for your whole life to make the qaza of that one day, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says you cannot bring that barakah and blessing to yourself of Ramadan. Because time and space means a lot. What? Time. So you miss the time. You? فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ, or he was on traveling. فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ, so the same number should be made from other days. So as far as the travel is concerned, if he feels the difficulty, even though if he does not feel difficulty, still he can not do fasting. But that is not good for him as far as the blessing is concerned. Got it? أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر وعلى الذين يطيقونه and as for those يطيقونه. So here the Mufassirin said that يطيقونه is مصدر بكلمة الله, is مصدر بكلمة الله. وعلى الذين لا يطيقونه, وعلى الذين لا يطيقونه, and we say that there is no need of law. There is? What do you say?
Yeah.
There is?
No need of law.
No need of law. Because yutiquna, what bab this is? What bab is this? Bab if'al. Ataqa yutiqu. Yes? And Ibn Hajib says, وَحَمْزَةُ الْإِفْعَالِ لِلسَّلْبِ. وَحَمْزَةُ الْإِفْعَالِ لِلسَّلْبِ. Ataqa. Taqa, you put Hamza, prefixed Hamza. That alif is called what? Hamza. Alif is called what? Hamza. You fixed Hamza to taqa. So that Hamza, it means is for salbu taqa. For what? So ataqa means? Salbu taqa. So alallazina, and on those yutiqunahu, wa alallazina, and on those yutiqunahu, la yutiquna, who cannot do it. Who cannot do fasting. Who cannot do fasting. لعمرهم الفاني. لعمرهم. Say more Yusuf. لعمرهم الفاني أو لمرضه المزمن الدائم. أو لمرضه المزمن الدائم. You should write it. لعمره الفاني أو لمرضه المزمن الدائم. وعلى الذين, and on those لا يطيقونه, cannot do it. Lima, why? Why he cannot do it? لعمره الفاني, because he is too old. لعمره الفاني, because he is too old. And there is no limitation in this regard. We cannot fix an age for this. It depends from person to person. Someone is strong even in 100 years. Yes, he can constantly fast. Yes, and someone is too weak even though he is in 60s. So depend. What? Depend. So Umr al-Fani, which is called Sheikh al-Fani. It is called what? And number two, oh, لمرضه المزمن الدائم. لمرضه. Somebody is not too old, but he had such like sickness. For example, he is suffering from mean kidney problem, dialysis. So can he fast? Say, even though he is young, got it? And now transplantation is there, but in transplantation also you cannot fast. So if somebody is young, may Allah forgive and forbid, may Allah forgive and forbid, may Allah forgive and forbid. So if somebody is suffering from such like disease, he is young, but he cannot fast. So he is considered like a Sheikh al-Fani. He is considered like too much aged person in this regard. Got it? So he will pay the fidya for every day. He will pay the fidya for every day to the poor. And for every day, one sadaqatul fitr. But look at me. As far as sadaqatul fitr is concerned, that is general. That's what? So that's why we generalize it. We generalize it. And the rule is that according to Abu Hanifa, rahmatullahi alayhi, but according to all of them, that fidya of sadaqatul fitr should be fixed and evaluated on the basis of the price of that food which the people are using usually. So if there is an area, they are not using the flour too much, but they are eating dates most of the year as food. Because date is fruit or that food? Say, that's food, that's not fruit. So they are eating what? The dates, the most year. So now their sadaqatul fitr will be evaluated based on the price of dates, because that is their food. Got it? And in this regard, Arabs are to be appreciated, even though they are not eating the dates the whole year, but they are fixing their sadaqatul fitr based on date to pay more, based on the date price, not on the flour price. But we are eating the wheat flour most of the year. So our sadaqatul fitr is based on the price of wheat flour. Got it? So now, a hadith Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said regarding sadaqatul fitr, sa'un min ta'amin aw sha'irin aw zabibin aw tamar. 4 kinds. How many kinds? So you cannot evaluate based on any one of the more than these 4. Evaluation must be based on one of these 4. But here the word ta'am, so Jumhur, including Abu Yusuf and Muhammad, rahimahumullah, they said that this ta'am mean the wheat. Otherwise, ta'am literal meaning is what? Food. Rasulullah said one sa'. Sa' is a measurement. Sa' is what? A measurement. That one sa' of wheat or barley or raisin or dates, whichever is mostly eaten in the area. But Imam Abu Hanifa says, Riwayah of Ibn Masud radiyallahu ta'ala an, نصف صاع من بر أو صاع من شعير أو تمر أو زبيب أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. That half swa of wheat or full swa of barley, raisin or dates. So Imam Rahmatullah alayhi says evaluation on barley, raisin and dates will be of 1 saw measurement. And regarding wheat, of half a saw. Because the first hadith, that is not very much clear regarding wheat. Because ta'am is a common word. Ta'am is a common word. You cannot translate it to wheat on your own. Got it? As far as the wheat is concerned, so in the hadith of Ibn Masud, that is clearly mentioned, nisfu sa'i min burrin. Got it? But as you know, that every year when we fix, so we fix on saw of flour. Why? Because here the community is common. Here, we cannot say that the Hanafis, they should pay $5 and others, they should pay $10. They can take us to a court of law, discrimination. Yes, I'm joking. Got it?
Yes.
So that's why we say, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَهُوَ خَيْرُ اللَّهِ. If somebody will pay extra, if that is $10, but somebody say, no, I have to pay $1,000 per head. We say, just you can pay $10,000 per head as well. You would be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why for that, but when for the fasting, the brothers or sisters ask me that my father or my mother or me myself, I am unable to fast because I'm too old, or I am suffering from this type of disease where I cannot fast. So what should I do? So if he is Pakistani or Bangladeshi or Indian or Afghani, yes, so I say $5 per day. What I say? $5. If you want to pay more, you can do it. That's good for you. But if he's an Arab, so of course, for sure, he is not Hanafi, so I say $10 per day. Because that's the mazhab of your Imam. Imam Shafi, Imam Malik, and Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Rahimahumullah. So furthermore, inshallah. And for tonight, that was start. So that is tomorrow, inshallah, we will do other classes as well.